At the back there, that is Ashley, and she is one of our sea lion trainers. So can we all give Ashley a really big wave just to say hello this afternoon? Fantastic. Now Ashley is going to let out a couple of our sea lions to take part in the display today. Now you've probably noticed that there aren't any sea lions out just now, but we do have 8 here in total, and they are just penned up during our displays. Now this is because they're very playful, very curious animals. If they were all out at once during the display, it would be very distracting, not just for you people trying to watch them, but also for the sea lions trying to take part as well. But if you do come back a little bit later on, you will be able to see more of our sea lions out and about and swimming around together in the pool. For now though, we are going to focus our attention on 2 sea lions in particular who you've probably noticed making their way up to the top of our waterfall. Their names are Anya and Gina, and they like to make sure that you're all paying attention. So when they get up to the top there, give them a big wave just so they can see that you're nice and wide awake this afternoon. And they'll give you a nice wave back at the top before making a very grand entrance into our pool. So that is a very impressive 3-metre dive from Anya and Gina into the water, and they're going to make their way right round to the front of the beach to these stands in front of you. So as I said, we do have 8 sea lions here at the zoo. We've also got the UK's largest sea lion pool, which is something that we are very, very proud of as well. We do have a range of different ages and personalities here, going right the way from our youngest pup, who is just a few months old, all the way up to our oldest sea lion, Isabel, who is in her early 20s as well. So we do have lots of different characters here at the zoo. But Anya and Gina are the ones making their way up to the front to see you. So we've got Anya on the left. Anya is 11 years old. And we have Gina on the right, who is 15. So can we give the girls another big wave? Now they've come right up in front of you. Hi girls. Now Anya and Gina, they are actually sisters. So they do like to greet each other with a nice fishy kiss, just like this. But when they see so many people watching, they get a bit shy. So what we need you to do today is give the girls lots of encouragement. When you see them doing this, it means they want a big round of applause from all of you. But before we can go any further with our display today, we need to make sure that you all know that both Anya and Gina are sea lions. They are most definitely not seals, and it's really embarrassing when people call them seals. So what we'd like to do for you just now is point out some of the differences between seals and sea lions so you don't make that mistake again. So the first difference, if you have a look on the side of Gina's head, you'll see she's got this wobbly bit of skin. That is her outer ear. Seals don't have these, they just have a small hole covered in fur, which can be quite difficult to see. Now we appreciate that's a small difference, so we'll show you a bigger one just now, and that is the size of their flippers. Now, sea lions have got really big flippers, but a seal's is just the same size as our hands. So if you compare Ashley's hand against Anya's flipper, you can really see that massive difference in the size. Now, because of that big difference in the size of their flippers, seals and sea lions move very differently. So Gina's going to come down to first of all show us how she moves as a sea lion. She is up on all 4 flippers, supporting that body weight up off the floor. She can run along our beach, she can jump up to touch Ashley's hand, and she could even climb stairs if she wanted to as well. So she's very elegant. But Gina, how would a seal move? There we go. It's not very elegant at all. Just pushing herself along on that big tummy and using those tiny flippers to try and drag herself along the beach. So now you can start to understand why the girls really don't like it when people mistake them for seals. But Gina, that was a wonderful impression. So now that all of you are sure that you're watching a sea lion display, we're going to let you into a bit of a secret about how we train our sea lions and also why we train them as well. So all of the training we do starts off with this target stick. It's just this white stick with a piece of red tape on the end, and all the sea lions have to do is touch their nose to the end of it. Now when they do this, Ashley blows a whistle so they know they've done the right thing, and then she'll eventually give them a piece of fish too. Now this means very quickly our sea lions learn that if they follow that target stick wherever it goes all around their enclosure, that they'll get lots and lots of fish for doing so. So this means we can move them wherever we might need them to be, check on how they are moving. We can even move them into the water too. So the trainers do swim with the sea lions during our summer months. But the main reason that we do all of this training is for medical purposes. So it means we can ask Anya to lie down nice and flat on the beach there. It's all done voluntarily. And you can see she's pretty happy for Ashley to give her a full health check, looking all over her body, making sure there's nothing we need to worry about. And we can even ask Anya to roll over like this, so we can have a look at her tummy and even do ultrasound if any of the girls are pregnant too. So how's she looking, Ashley? Tip-top shape, of course she is. And she is ready to carry on with our display. Let's give Anya a big round of applause. But it isn't just the target stick that we use to train our sea lions. We do also use other props as well, and we use those to encourage natural hunting behaviours. So one of the props we use for this is a set of hoops. Now, although sea lions in the wild don't catch hoops, they do catch fish, and they have to use the same movements to catch them both. So we're going to ask one of the girls to get all 4 of these, so give them lots of encouragement for these. Anya's going to go and she's going to save the day with that first hoop there though, so don't worry. Again, lots of encouragement for the last few. There's number 3. Small's got a spin on it, but Gina managed it with no problem. Well saved there from Anya too. But of course, when sea lions are hunting for their fish, they do so in the water. And they actually eat over 50 different kinds of fish, including squid, octopus, and even eel too. So to make it more challenging for the girls, we can ask one of them to go into the pool. It's going to be Gina's turn. Now she's going to use her long flexible neck, her forward-facing eyes, and quick reflexes to catch these. Now it is more difficult, so again, lots of encouragement for her. She's already on to 3. Well done, Gina. Here comes 4. We're very close there. She's doing a very good job. Now with all of our training here at the zoo, it is positive reinforcement training. So that means when the sea lions get the behaviour right, they get the fish. So we're going to ask Gina to go in. But can we all give her more encouragement this time, as it really does help her, both of them, and manage to get all 4. Fantastic. That was much better, Gina. Very nicely done there. She just likes to make sure you're all giving her proper, a really big round of applause. So having forward-facing eyes helps sea lions be able to hunt for their food. But sometimes they have to dive into very dark and very murky waters where they can't see. So they have to rely on something else to find it, which is their whiskers. So sea lions have very sensitive whiskers, and here at the zoo we stimulate them with this ball. So we can ask Anya to balance that on the end of her nose. Now if you look closely, you'll see her whiskers raised up really high on either side of her face. They're moving around to feel for where the ball is, and then she's adjusting her head to keep it balanced. Her eyes though are fixed on Ashley. She's looking for any kind of signal, so she knows exactly what to do next. But again, sea lions hunt for their food in the water. And it's there that they need to use those whiskers to sense the vibrations that fish give off as they're moving around, and that helps them to find their food more easily. So again, we want to make it a bit more challenging for the girls. We're going to ask both of them to go into the pool, and they're both going to bring a ball all the way back up onto their stands. So this will prove it is their whiskers doing all that hard work, because their eyes are having to focus on where they are going to find their way back there. Now you can see Anya is our speediest sea lion, but they're both looking very graceful today. Now some sea lions never learn this behaviour, but our girls are even able to share the ball between the 2 of them as well. You get a big round of applause. Just a couple of the different ways that sea lions are able to hunt for their food. They are really efficient predators. As we said, they're able to eat over 50 different kinds of fish, but they're not at the top of the food chain. There are some big scary animals like the killer whale. And they just really don't like the idea of killer whales at all. But there is another predator that would love to hunt and eat a sea lion if it got the chance to. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that predator is. You are going to have to guess. We've already seen how good the girls are at doing impressions, so Gina is going to go into the water today, and she is going to give you a really big clue as to what one of her predators would look like. So if anyone has any idea, we are all going to shout it out after 3. 1, 2, 3!
Shark!
Now that was far too quiet. We can definitely do much better than that. We have a full arena today. We'll try it again. 1, 2, 3!
Shark!
Bit better, but Gina there is under the water, so we're going to need every single person in this arena as loud as you can after 3. 1, 2, 3!
Shark!
There we go. We got a thumbs up from Ashley that time. You are right, it is of course a shark. So tiger sharks, bull sharks and maybe even great white sharks would love to go after a sea lion. But Gina, what would you do if there was a shark in there? That's right, get out of that water as fast as you can and find somewhere to hide. I think I would do too. Nice work, Gina. But sometimes when sea lions are looking for food, they have to dive into very deep waters. And when they're swimming in the open ocean, there isn't always dry land around that they can escape to. And that means a sea lion has to do something else to try and get away from any sharks or killer whales. And Anya is an expert at this behaviour, so keep your eyes on her, and she's going to show us exactly what she would do.
Whoa.
And that is a huge double backflip, making lots of splashes and lots of bubbles. And that would confuse a shark, so he couldn't get you so easily. Now that was a very impressive backflip from Anya. That would help her to try and escape from any predators. But unfortunately, there is another threat that sea lions face that they just cannot get away from, no matter what they do. And this is litter. Now litter kills over 100,000 marine mammals every single year, and it can get into our enclosures at the zoo. So we're going to leave you with a message today. Ashley's got that plastic bottle in her hand, and she's going to throw that into the water. Now Gina does not want to see any litter in her enclosure with her, so she's going to go straight in there, show you where it should be. And that of course is straight into the nearest bin. Well done, Gina. If a sea lion can do it, then you all can do it as well. So please do not leave anything behind in our arena. Take everything out with you and put it into one of the bins that we've given you all around the zoo. That will be fantastic. Now we are coming to the end of our display today, and you've seen the sea lions getting lots of rewards of fish for all their hard work. Now though it's time for a different kind of reward, it's when they get a little bit of love from their trainer. So Anya's come down to give Ashley a full body hug, just like this, really reinforcing that bond between the two of them. Now Gina does prefer to stay on her stand there, but she still makes sure all of her trainers get a little bit of love at the end of our displays, just like this. Thank you, Gina. Now we have got one final thing that we would love to show you before you go today. So if you all give the sea lions one final huge wave goodbye, they are going to leave you with these very impressive sea lion waves goodbye, these front flipper stands. So let's give Anya, Gina and Ashley one final round of applause. It is goodbye for now from all of us here in our Active Oceans arena. Thank you very much for coming, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day at the zoo. If you have got meet and greet tickets to see the sea lions, please do come on over to the